Hello students. In my previous video I had explained on the topic what are the different factors that which influences the dividend decision. I guess I have completed around 6 points, so we shall proceed with the next point, ability to borrow. Well, kind of a well established and the large firms, they have the better access to capital market, right, than when it is compared to the new or the small firms or the startup companies, right? Hence, what they do, they can pay the higher rate of a dividend. See, the new companies, they generally find it difficult, to borrow from the market, and hence they cannot afford to pay higher rate of dividend. So ability to borrow is something where you have to see from which all sources I can borrow the money, from which all sources I can raise in the money, and if I'm going to raise in the money, of course you will get, but what's the cost of capital attached to that? What's the rate of interest you will have to bear, that you have to pay it, and that is again fixed in nature, right? So it is something which talks about the borrowed funds, and borrowed funds are always risky, because you have the factor that it belongs to the outsiders. Today or tomorrow you will have to pay, right? They are not going to listen to your reasons, whether your company is making super profits or your company is running under loss. No, they don't want to hear such reasons. Always our interest is fixed in nature. When something is like when there is internal financing sources, it has happened, that belongs to you, right? That is something you own, but here it is outsiders fund. So ability to borrow, it is very very important. A company which is there for 10 years, 20 years, they have like a kind of better access to the capital markets than those of startup companies or small firms which are keeping the infant steps, the baby steps into the market. It's very very important that this particular factor of ability to borrow is going to influence, right? So the next step what to have is a growth needs of the company. What does growth needs of the company talk about? See, in case the company expanded considerable, right, it doesn't require the funds for a further expansion. Like, it is something like, if the company has expansion program, it would need more money for the growth and development, right? So you have something called as a mission and vision, isn't it? Mission is something where you are going to achieve your short term goals, right? In order to achieve the short term goals, you need a mission. What are the things you will have to inculcate in your organization? What is your main purpose, the core objective on which you have to focus and reach the target? And on the other hand, you have something called as a vision. Vision is not something tomorrow immediately I'm going to achieve. Vision is something which is for a long term. Keeping this mission as a base, you are going to reach your vision. That is very important. So when you have something called as mission and vision, under vision, this growth development, it comes. See, it is not something like today I'm going to start my business, immediately the next day I'll make the profits, the next year I'll be in the top one position in the prevailing competitor market. Absolutely no. You will have to work hard. You will have to use certain strategies, the tactics, based upon the market study, what you are going to make. And what is this growth? In terms of growth, in terms of profitability, growth in terms of liquidity, growth in terms of satisfying your investors, right? Growth in some in form of sustainability, how you are going to sustain in the prevailing market. See, making a profit is the basic mode of any organization. It can be small or big. No organization will say that today I'm going to start my business, tomorrow I'll shut it down. That's okay. When if I end up making losses, will anybody say? Individual, company? Absolutely no, right? So it's very very important. Profit is something basic. How about the growth? Growth is something with my established one, with my existing business, how will I take that business forward? Is it in terms of expanding my business? Am I going to open one more branch? Is it in terms of diversifying? Am I going to slightly moving towards the streamline, different streamline? Am I doing like that, something like that? So growth and expansion is a very very important. So when when money for expansion is not needed, then it is easy for the company to declare higher rate of dividends. If you have a plan stating that no, I will have to expand my business, I will have to go for diversification, what do you need? Of course funds, of course the money. When you think of all these things, what will be the impact on the rate of dividend what you are going to declare for the shareholders? Obviously it will gradually decrease. So again, the point of the growth needs of the company is going to matter. Well, the next point what you have is a legal requirements. What does legal requirements talk about? See, while declaring, the board of directors, they will have to consider the legal restrictions, right? So the Indian companies, we have the act we have of 1956, that is going to prescribe, certain kind of guidelines. It talks about certain set of, rules and regulations that you need to follow when at the time of declaring the dividend, at the time of declaring, distributing the profits among the shareholders. And the payment of dividends, they are to be strictly observed by the company for declaring the dividend. It is something like, just because I've got huge profits this particular year 2020, I can't go ahead with distributing entire my profits in form of dividend. Of course I have to take care of something called as retained earnings. I have to keep in mind the future requirements. In future anything can happen, we never know, right? It is uncertain. So a portion of profit should be kept in form of like a reserves, right? You will have to retain some earnings, right? So always at the time of uh, the board of members were at the time of making a decision with respect to declaring the dividend, they have to keep in certain the guidelines, right, with respect to declaration and the payment of dividends. This is a very very important factors that needs to be considered under a dividend decision. Well, the next step what to have is a corporate taxation policy. See, corporate taxation policy, definitely they are going to affect the rate of dividend of the country. See, heavy rate of tax, it is going to reduce what, the residual portion of profits that which is available for the distribution to shareholders. And again, what is going to happen, the rate of dividend, it gets affected when the profit what you're making out of that, if you end up paying more of taxes, where is the amount left to pay for the shareholders, isn't it? So always it is very important. See, you can't cut down, you can't avoid the taxes, but you can minimize. You can use certain strategies, you can go for different portfolios, investing in different portfolios other than pouring upon all the investment in one particular basket or in one particular avenue, right? So it is very important, you as a financial manager, you determine the corporate taxation policy, right? So again, you will have to see, if I end up making more of payment in form of taxes, what will be the impact on rate of dividend that the company has to declare, right? So it is going to, again, directly it is going to affect the rate of dividend, right? So the next point what you have is profitable rate. Now what does profitable rate talk about? See, if the company has the high rate of profit, then the company can declare the high rate of dividend, isn't it? So it is very important, that factor for deciding the rate of dividend of the firm. What is profitable rate? If I'm able to spring in more money, if I'm able to mint in more money out of my sales, out of my core the operations, the money is coming in. So you will have to take care of that. When the money is coming in, you can go for declaring the high rate of dividend. Vice versa, if you don't get it, what is going to happen? You can end up giving just low rate of dividend or not at all, right? So that's how things are going to work. And again, the profitable rate, this particular factor, it is going to play a vital role in terms of making the dividend decision. Well, the next point what you have is effect of a trade cycle. Now what does effect of a trade cycle talk about? See, the trade cycle, it is going to influence the dividend. How? See, example I'll give you. During the period of inflation is nothing but where there is an increase in the price of goods and services, right? So during the period of inflation, the funds generated from depreciation, it may not be adequate to replace the asset, right? Consequently, there is a need for the retained earnings, that is in order to preserve the earnings power of the firm. That's very very important, any kind of situation. And when we talk about the inflation, this is systematic in nature. This is something related to the macro economy, that which is going to affect the entire world. That's how things are going to work, right? This is not specific in nature, this is not diversifiable, this is not controllable. So again, this can have the effect on the particular trade cycle of the organization. Next up, what you have is a tax opposition of shareholders. See again, yet this is another other factor that which is going to highly influence the dividend decision. See, in a company, like if a large number of shareholders, they have already the high income from other sources, they will have, they will not have the high income from other sources. They will go away of the income tax, isn't it? So what they're gonna do, they would like to get the bonus shares instead of recovering the cash. See, after all, dividends, it can be paid in form of cash, or it can be paid in form of the bonus shares as well. So this can be one of the privilege to escape from the tax. Fine. Well, the last point what you have as a factor is restriction by a creditors. See, at the time of like obtaining the loans from the financial institution, it may ask the company not to restrict the payment of cash dividend, right, to a certain like percentage of earnings. See, if the condition they are violated, they may ask the firm to repay the entire amount, right, that is with interest. So the amount of dividend payable is always dependent on the terms and conditions of the creditors, what he is going to levy at the time, or at the time of like borrowing the funds, right? So all these are the important, very important factors that which is going to influence the dividend decision.